right. It's all tied up right now, and You Are Dead, for clarification's sake, gonna be starting up north, the Immortals down south.
Yeah, and just quickly taking a look at these tanks already, you know, this is Himmelsdorf. Everybody's going to go for all these heavy tanks. So
if you don't go with 5 heavy tanks here, definitely
it's a big disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean T69s are okay as well, but generally, especially against the Immortals, you want to go with that 5 heavy tanks.
And You Are Dead has done that. They have gone 2 AMX-50s, 3 IS-3s actually, and just for the Immortals, they have just 3 AMX-50s, an IS-3, and a KV-5. So a bunch of really strong tanks with firepower, a bunch of really armored tanks with a lot of health. Very good, rounded out, you know, tank selection here.
Yeah, definitely. So both teams really favoring that AMX-50, and more so the Immortals liking that AMX-50, and You Are Dead really favoring that IS-3 here. Early on, we saw the Immortals, or we saw You Are Dead going for that Western Railway area, so they are kind of towards the northwestern part of the map, whereas the Immortals kind of going the pretty standard defensive lineup here, kind of guarding this field area and the base of the hill. So unless, you know, as long as they keep, you know, that T1 scout over there towards the Western Railway, and as long as they don't allow You Are Dead to make it all the way into the city before they actually know You Are Dead are going to push, then they should be fine in this position. And this position also allows them to go for a push of their own if they see an opportunity to rise.
Yeah, I mean, that's very important to know. You know, having these T1s, you know, we were talking about it before during the tank pick stat sheet that we had before. Like, a lot of these teams, they have a lot of different players that play these T1s, and that's not like... It's not the tank that's going to do a ton of damage, but it's very important in terms of scouting, in terms of positioning, you know, just letting your team know. Base captures as well. You are the guy who's out there, like, getting all the information and relaying that onto your team.
Yeah.
So it's also a very important position.
Oh, definitely. So we do have a small T1 battle over there. So Heinz Linderman coming out slightly ahead on that exchange against Onion Head. But, I mean, against tier 8s, that really doesn't matter here. I mean, 1 health, 115 health is the same thing to a tier 8.
One shot, you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. So some slight repositioning coming here from Legacy Jana in his IS-3, kind of moving towards the edge of this field area. The rest of his teammates kind of more towards the northern part of the city. So yeah, really defensive, kind of a change of pace in this match with this set here. Really defensive lineup coming out from both teams at this point. Ooh, a T1 does go down though, so a little bit of action right there. That first blood is rewarded to Heinz Linderman.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to point out here, like, both these teams being very defensive. We see on the screen right now, You Are Dead, all of their tanks, they have 2 tanks all the way in the back. We can bet that those 2 tanks are their AMX-50s. You know, they're in the back, they're going to do all that damage from the back. Like, both teams, even the Immortals, you know, in the first 2 games, both teams were very aggressive. You Are Dead went for that flank. It was very aggressive. Immortals, for the first game, they went for that right down the middle push with 5 tanks, and now just sitting back on Himmelsdorf, a map where usually we see teams going for either a railway push or Eastern Hill push or some kind of push, you know, even teams that have gone right down the middle before. But this time, it's interesting to note, like, both teams are playing very, very defensive here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely due to the fact that this set is so important. If you win this set, you will have the first match point, so you only got to win 1 more if you win this. So definitely a lot is on the line right now. I mean, this is a knockout elimination tournament, so if you lose, you're out, and I mean that can mean that potentially like a single shot could determine your fate here. So really, no teams leaving that to chance right here. We do see some actually repositioning coming out from the Immortals, maybe looking for a push. You don't see it on your map right now, but they are sending up Unreal Rogue up the eastern part of the field. Now you see it right there on your map. Yeah, Unreal Rogue leading the troops on this push right now. They are in fact pushing heavily now into the northern city.
Oh, and this can grant them such good positioning. If they get up into that northern city and get a good positioning down and maybe start even the base capture, I don't think they would, but they might. It would just be so good. And actually, they're sending 3 of these tanks kind of through the middle field against these buildings.
More angles, I think.
Yeah. This is going to be very interesting. I think they spotted that 1 heavy tank with that T1, and they kind of have a notion that, you know, You Are Dead is playing very defensive. Maybe if we get good positioning on them and be a bit aggressive now, after in the beginning just feeling things out, being a bit defensive, maybe now they're feeling that confidence. They want to go for this push and take out some tanks.
Yeah, I like this push coming out from the Immortals right now. Unreal Rogue is the perfect tank to be leading these troops right now because he does have the highest hit points and the most armor on his team. He's a little bit slow though, so these tanks gotta, you know, just kind of not push so hard on the pedal right there, but they are in fact going for this base capture. I don't know, going for the actual base capture is going to be really risky because Immortals are in a really defensive position right now. If they can get an early kill though, if they can outnumber one of these tanks here, look at that, the base capture has been started. They are going to move into Hermit Yoshino here. They are going to completely outnumber him. Look at that, he is trapped and he is going to go down.
This guy is just trapped. All 5 tanks are cornering him in the back. He's just going to go down so fast. And this is what Immortals like to do.
Look at Catan though. Catan is taking so much damage right now. He has to be careful not to go down. They cannot allow You Are Dead to come back in this trade right here. Oh, but they do trade. Down. So look at that, is fairly even still. Unreal Rogue taking a lot of damage here. Unreal Rogue actually might go down with one more shot. Yeah, he does. So You Are Dead actually taking the advantage now, and Ironbus soon gonna follow here. They have to trade for Blackhawk, and they do get Blackhawk.
That is very important. Now it is even. They do have the same firepower, but a lot of these Immortal tanks are very low, but actually getting a lot of damage onto Legacy Janna as well. If they can take out Legacy Janna, maybe they will be able to take this fight, but already so much damage taken.
Yeah, it looks like You Are Dead gonna be at a huge disadvantage now. Yeah, the Immortals have they do have about a 9 tier point advantage at this point, and the base capture is going quite fast. So it's going to be really hard for UR to come back in this. They should be able to delay this base capture, but at the same time, God Cow 1 is going to have a hard time to take on these